All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Cody and John with Nothing But Cardboard, and today we have 27 cards back from PSA with the January special. So there's 27 cards. 3 are John's, 24 are mine. Stay tuned. Let's see what we got inside.
All right, so I only have 3 cards in this order, so I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and get mine out of the way.
Yeah.
Then Cody can follow it up. He's got 24 cards, fresh back. So these are just cards that I had left over because I sent most of my cards in the order right before this. But I was like, you know what, I got a couple, might as well send them with Cody, right?
Yeah.
And so this is what we have. This is actually pretty good timing right now. The Thunder are up 3 games to 1 on the Timberwolves and have a legit shot of making the finals. So, you know, Chet Holmgren, this is going to be his rookie ticket out of 49. So it's the orange card.
And you thought he was going to have a shot at the MVP, right?
Not an MVP, but I mean, he's a pretty solid player. He missed like half the year with a hip fracture, so he came back. If they can win the finals, I mean, that's pretty awesome on the resume. He's only 20. I think he just turned 23 years old, so still super young. I thought that this one was kind of on the fence between a 9 and a 10. When we sent these in January, they had not changed their standards yet, so it was still 40-60 was within tolerance for a 10. Since then, obviously, tightened up to 45-55. And we got a 9. So we did get a 9. That was kind of what I thought I was going to get. The 3 cards I sent, I was the most confident about this next card. I was like, this one is a PSA 10 for sure. Bryce Young, he finished the year a heck of a lot better than he started. This is going to be the Purple Concourse, which is out of 75. I got this for a deal. I think I paid like $30 for it. I thought it was clean.
It's actually a deal for Bryce Young. He's pretty pricey.
Believe it or not, if I would have bought it when there was nobody buying him, I could have got this card for like $3. But anyway, there it is, Jim Mint 10. There we go, Cody. All right,
to start. Come on.
I'm gonna leave that right there. Okay, I'll put this one up on the screen too.
You
so
thought this one was going to get a 9 even back in January, right?
I thought this was probably a 9, but it had a shot at a 10. The reason it got a 9 is for that centering up and down. As you can see, it's pretty off. But at the time, I was like, it might fall within tolerance. Now, this is a really interesting pickup that I have here. So this is a Justin Herbert. This is a Prism Black Purple out of 125, as you can see there. Now, I bought this card as a PSA 8, and you're probably like, John, why would you do that? So the reason I bought it is look at everything on this card. Like, the centering on the back is terrific. I don't see any whitening on the edges.
Yep.
You flip the card over, the centering looked like freaking spot on to me. Like, if you go from the bottom of the black below the Chargers to the, I mean, it just looks perfect. The centering looked perfect. I was like, why in the world did they give this card an 8? And so I cracked it, Cody.
And what did you see when you cracked it?
I don't remember seeing a freaking thing, Cody. Actually, no. There was a smudge on the back of this card that I wiped off.
A smudge?
There was a smudge on the back that kind of looked like a little more than a fingerprint, but it came off with a microfiber. So I don't know if that's why they gave it an 8, but I was like, this has a legit shot at a 9 or a 10. I think I was leaning 9 when I sent it, but I was like, no way is this
I mean, from an 8 to a 10, that's a pretty big leap.
So, anyway, Cody, let's go ahead and rip this Band-Aid off here. See what we got. Hey, let's go! That is a big bump up. So
I don't know what's going on over at PSA anymore.
That is awesome. So we went from
the centering's great.
It's spot on. PSA 8 to a Jim Mint 10.
It's huge.
I got this card for about 91. I probably paid more than I should have, honestly.
It's pretty pricey for it to 8, right?
Yeah, so $80 or $91. It goes for about $300 as a 10. So that's a $200 come up right there. So
yeah,
not bad at all. So there are my, apparently PSA like purple.
I was just gonna say, what's going on with this purple?
Orange,
parallels?
not so much, but the purple parallels, there they are. So okay, Cody, that's good news. Let's go ahead and change it. It's your turn.
Let's go.
Let's see what you get.
All right, so I haven't told John this, but I've looked at all these grades,
bro.
So what happened was PSA was supposed to deliver the cards last Friday before the Memorial Day weekend, and I said to myself, if it delivers Friday, I'm not gonna look at the grades. If it doesn't deliver Friday, I'm looking at the grades. I'm not gonna wait a 3-day weekend and not look at these cards, since especially they were submitted back in January. So I actually looked at all these cards. They're not a surprise to me. So we're going to rifle through them because I also don't have comps.
Okay.
But I may have some price information based off of what I've posted them for, sold for already. And none of these cards John has seen. So we're going to rifle through these in a kind of a unique way. So starting off with a little basketball.
Okay.
You started with basketball. I'm going to start with basketball.
I don't know who Keon Johnson is, but that is an awesome red shimmer auto PSA 10 right there.
Yeah, this is actually the Contenders premium collection.
It's
out of 5.
Jeez.
It did get a PSA 10. To your point, who's Keon Johnson? I don't know. I got this for an absolute steal. From what I understand, he is no longer on the Clippers. He's on the Brooklyn Nets. But nevertheless, a rookie auto.
Is he a starter?
He played a little bit last year. And apparently there's some value in this guy because I have this up for $250. I've already had a few offers.
Okay.
North of $200 or north of $150. I'm sorry.
What did you pay for it?
I think I paid probably like $50 all in.
I'm going to keep the questions to a minimum because we're never going to get through this, but
so,
nice card.
Yeah, nice little PSA 10 action to start. But followed up with a bummer with the Mike Evans out of 8. I had this pre-graded as a 9 because there was some surface issues. But this is 7 out of 10. I still love Mike Evans as a collection.
It's
so
a cool
I might
card.
just keep him because it probably won't resell well. Or I might crack it and see
Just
if I
resell
can.
it. I mean,
No, resub it.
Oh, resub it.
I'm willing to resub a Mike Evans card, especially out of 10, because that's a rookie card.
Okay.
Even if it's out of score. One person that I absolutely hated in fantasy football was Bijan Robinson. Got this hollow, came back a 10. I actually pre-graded this a 9 because the centering.
Yeah, up
you
and
can
down
tell the
bit.
bottom's thicker.
Yeah.
But it actually ended up getting a 10, and that's pretty consistent. A pretty consistent feeling with this submission, John, is not really understanding the grades. But let's keep them going. I
don't know what I did. I don't know why they give
my pre-grades were awful. My pre-grade accuracy was absolutely awful with this order.
Okay.
But it's been terrible with the last couple submissions as well.
That's a nice card right there.
Nico Collins. This is a purple out of 50.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful card to get as a PSA 10. Nico Collins is super undervalued. So I think I have this one up for $250 as well. We'll see what happens. There's been a lot of traffic on it, but
you need Houston to take off this year is what needs to happen.
Yeah, I guess. I think Nico Collins is a top 10 wide receiver, so I don't know why people sleep on him. This is Justin Jefferson tricolor.
Okay.
Nice card.
Yeah.
Not the retail
And it
version.
got
This
an
is the
8
hobby.
though?
Got an 8. There's some bad corner whitening on this card. I had it pre-graded at a 9 as a result of the corner whitening, but ended up getting an 8. I think I got this up for like $50. I'm losing my tail on that one.
That hurts.
Let's talk about losing your tail on something. Bucky Irvin. There's 3 or 4 prisms in here. This is setting the tone for sure for this order. So this is one of the earliest cards in the submission.
And let's just say Cody has submitted a lot of 2024 Prism and has had next to no success, especially with the silvers. Have you even gotten one silver Prism to gym out?
Nope.
And how many have you submitted? Like 20?
Close. Yeah, because I had like almost 8 with Bo Nix.
That's crazy.
So you may see it right off the rip. The bottom is heavier than the top. Again, we are looking at a much more tolerant centering standard with PSA back in January, and then they switched it on me. But I mean, got an 8. That sucked. Talk about an emotional roller coaster here. We did get a Tristan Wirfs gold. This is out of 10. This did gym, so that's a beautiful card. No idea what this is valued, but because I did so poorly on these last couple submissions, I'm actually gonna try to sell it. Sold this card already for a whopping $25.
Ouch.
$20 or $25, and I think I had it. I think I purchased it for like $50. So losing my tail on that one. Not exactly sure what happened there, but
Man, I would have just
moving on.
cracked that and sold it raw.
I can't now. Never mind. But here is a nice silver prism. I thought this one was going to come back at 10. Beautiful centering, beautiful surface. I thought everything was really nice on this card. Not sure why I got a 9. Maybe I'd crack and resub that one. I don't know. A little Devonta Smith. If you recall, you actually looked at this card before I submitted it. It had a little north to south scratch on the front. So I thought it was a long shot to get a 10, but I sent it already, and then the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and I kind of regretted it because
You
I
could have
probably
just
could have
sold it.
just sold it raw.
Yeah.
But it'll be much easier to sell this card in a PSA slab. It is at a 35, so really cool card. Just it got the grade that I thought it was supposed to.
Hate it when that happens.
Second Bucky, second 8. Moving on. This is a funny
Hey,
story.
there you go. That's a nice one.
Little Jaden Daniels base silver or base prism. I pulled this card myself. When I sent it, I was telling John, I'm like, bro, these sell for like $700. And then in the preview, I'm like, by the time I get this back, it's probably going to be worth $80. And that's, I think I sold it for $89.95. So I was pretty spot on. Population just completely ruined the value. So it is what it is. There was 3 Buckies, 2 8s, 1 7.
Dude, what did they get you for?
I got a dimple right there in the middle.
One dimple and a 7?
Well, I mean, that's the only thing I can see off the rip, but I'd have to look at it further. But I'm just losing my tail on Bucky right now, so we're just going to ignore that
It's
guy.
a jersey number right there.
Yeah, thank God. We did have a Bucky Silver Auto, which I thought was a really nice card, but it could just be emotional. I thought this one was going to come back a 10. I thought it was really nice, but unfortunately it did not.
At least it didn't get a 7.
At least it didn't get a 7, but hey, jersey number, right? This card was unfortunate. It did get an 8. There was a surface scratch right in his chest. So it did end up getting an 8. I thought it was going to come back a 9 with maybe a slight chance emotionally for a 10, but I'll probably end up keeping this card, even though I've been doing really bad with submissions lately. I'd rather just keep that one. Going to the tail end, last of the stack here. Let's see if I got this lined up correctly. But here's a Nico Collins light blue out of 99. This did get the Gem Mint 10. I pre-graded this like a 9 because I thought there was like this finish issue on with the imagery, but apparently it's a 10. So
yeah, you'll take it, right?
with this order for sure. I'll definitely take a 10 on the Trent McDuffie. This is the no huddle purple. Yeah, it's a no huddle variation, but it is out of 35. It did get the gem, and Trent McDuffie's a stud. He sold for me really well in our challenge video. So I actually am pretty happy about this one. This card's going to save my tail on multiple cards I took losses on in this order.
That probably helps too.
Nico, mid-level silver. Yeah, I think it's probably like $75 to $100.
Okay.
But I'll take it. I think I pre-graded at a 9 just because I do so bad with field levels.
Yep.
Here's a cool one. I said I was going to test the waters with this one. I thought it was going to come back a 9 because the left side's way thicker than the right, but it ended up getting a 10. Again, one of those cards where you're just like, yep, I'll take it. Hopefully my video didn't...
Nope, you're still good.
You're still good. This is a great card. It's worth $17. This is the non-variation Nico Collins Silver Prism. I forget what I pre-graded this one as, but I thought it was a clean card with an opportunity at a 10.
You got to send it if it's got a shot. You know?
And listen, Nico is super undervalued right now in my personal opinion, so it would make sense that some of these cards are still undervalued, right? Like that's the reason why I purchased them. The NFL really hasn't started up, so I think the value only goes up from here, but I'm trying to capture sales now. Here's a tricolor prism out of 149. Nico again, got a 9. We're going to save that one and talk about it a little bit. This Patrick Surtain did get a 10 purple ice at a 225. I watched this video back, our preview, and I was like, dude, that back centering is just horrendous. There's no way this is going to get a 10, even though the front looked absolutely flawless, and it ended up getting a 10. What's crazy, and I know it's a higher print count, right? It's at a 225.
Yep.
This sells for less than the Trent McDuffie, which is at 35. I get it, right? It should, but I thought Patrick Surtain, I still think that he's way better than Trent McDuffie, but I don't know. Maybe fan base comes into play.
Maybe.
Got a Puka Nacua, got a 10 on this bad boy.
All right.
Pre-graded it, a what? A 9. So I'll take this one.
You just need to pre-grade more things 9s, I think.
I guess so. I think he's going to be a really good investment moving forward. John asked me off camera, what am I going to change with my process so I don't go absolutely bankrupt this year? And I think I want to start investing in Puka as an additional wide receiver.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that I've noticed is just don't invest in 2024 Prism. And if you're going to, make sure it's already graded a 10 because you're not going to get it grading. I think, what if you had like 2 PSA 10s out of the 30 plus prisms that you've graded?
The base Jaden in this order and a green velocity bonus.
And if you look at this order alone, the only 10s that you've gotten is on that one base Jaden Daniels, and then everything else is 2023, 2022, 2021.
Yeah, so if you're this far into this video and you haven't seen our video about population reports, be sure to go check that out. I think that was a super good video that John and I go over some of the gym rate info, and it's just brutal, the gym rate for 2024.
Yeah, definitely check that out before you submit stuff.
Yeah. This is the last card that I have. This is kind of like a PC item, or it was supposed to be a PC item. This is a John Lynch 1998, not a rookie card, but this is a finest refractor. When I did the preview, everyone thought it was, or there was a comment about this coming back a 7 due to the green discoloration. It came back a 9. I'm not exactly sure why, to be completely honest with you, but I'm not disappointed by any means.
What does it get for as a 9?
Dude, there's like no sales volume. I think I have it up for like over $100, which is kind of crazy. A 1998 Topps Finest refractor of John Lynch, non-rookie, can go north of 100. I mean, even if it goes north of 70, I think that'd be shocking. But I think it's a really cool card. I hope I really make good money with this so that I can potentially keep this as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm in that position. So, anyways, those are my 24 cards. Much better, sadly, than the last 3 submissions that I've gotten for this year. So thank you guys for joining us on this one. We will be back relatively soon. John has a huge $30,000.
Yeah, $4,000, and after grading about $5,000. So,
and it should be here probably within July, I'd say.
Yeah, a couple months.
Stay tuned. We'll have a lot of upcoming content, whether it's cardboard cutback, Pokemon, or sports card reveals. So we appreciate your guys' time. And any last words, John?
Nothing. Thank you guys for watching.
We'll see you guys next time.